Hey, it's Matty P. Exciting day. I've been growing a lot of weeds in my garden. On purpose. Dandelions. I want to make dandelion coffee. It's been really hot the last couple weeks and I haven't been around for 2 weeks and the garden is completely blown up with all kinds of plants and I have a lot of weeding to do. But hopefully there's some big fat dandelion roots and I'm going to cut them up and roast them for coffee. First time doing this. 2 weeks ago, I swear I had it mostly weeded, but apparently not. The arugula is still growing all over the place. These are some weeds that I left on purpose, which I will hopefully have some nice big dandelion roots. The arugula is flowering, and I'm gonna hopefully have even more arugula next year. This is zucchini that I planted, and it's flowering already, which is awesome. Got some tomatoes that Loretta gave me. This wild guy here is lettuce, and it is so useless right now. It's a weird strain, not weird, but a different strain of lettuce that just gets really tall and very bitter, so it's only good when it's young. But this lettuce, I do not want this here, and you can see all the flowers and seeds about to happen. And yeah, it grows really tall. I mean, who wants lettuce like that? You gonna put that on your sandwich? You gonna make a salad with that guy? I don't know. Maybe some of these bottom leaves are okay. You know what? Might as well give it a sample. Ah, no good. Anyway, gonna chop those lettuce down. This parsley's coming in hot. That's a good look. These are, what are they called? Big boy tomatoes or something tomatoes? They're coming in really good. I might have to put some sticks on those. The onions are pretty sad, but they're growing. Again, more arugula. It's just gone completely ape in the yard. I'm doing watermelon this year too. So we got some watermelon. What is this one? Oh yeah, that is the watermelon. Sugar baby? It's gotta be good if it's called a sugar baby. So hopefully the watermelon's gonna come in too. And then, where else did I put some? I left weeds here. I heard you need at least 15 plants to make a good amount. You need a lot of root to make the actual dandelion coffee itself. So some of these are looking pretty big. I'm gonna have to dig them up with a spade. And yeah, this is the real section. Tons of good dandelion in here. So hopefully ones like this that I let grow the whole springtime. And you can see my dandelion eating episode where I fry up the leaves and try the flowers. I deliberately left these there. And the insane celery plant is back. It just won't die. I keep killing it and it comes back and back and back. Got some nice mint here. And look at that, I got mint flower. It's so pretty. You know what? I go over mint all the time in the front yard, but I haven't really seen it flower like that. And this is specifically mojito mint, I think they call it. What was it? Herb. Yeah, look at that, mojito mint. So another excuse to drink cocktails. Gotta use up the mint. It's a perfect excuse. Cabbage. Cabbage looking a bit rough. There was a skunk in here last night, so maybe he's a cabbage eating skunk. And this, I forget. Some form of pepper, was it? Oh man. Total amateur hour here, but I do have that app that I tried last time, so let's see if it actually works again. I lost my marker on that plant, so it's called Picture This. And you just take a picture of the plant, and it'll tell you what it is. So you just hit the photo button, get it in focus, take the shot. Finding cayenne. Okay, so I've got half a brain on me. It was cayenne pepper, because most peppers look kind of similar to that. And then arugula section. So let me get my spade going on, and let's try these huge ones first. Get all these roots out of the ground, and then we're gonna dry them out a bit, and you can actually roast them in the oven. I might try that just to speed things up a bit. Whoa! So this is exactly what I wanted. That is way bigger than the roots that I picked out earlier in the year. And if we get maybe a bunch of these same size roots, we're gonna have enough to make some wicked coffee. About these little guys. Doesn't look like much. Oh yeah, there's something there. I'm actually amazed some of these smaller ones have good sized roots on them. I thought they would have next to nothing, but look at that. It's almost as big as the plant itself. Coming along pretty good. I need some more thick ones like that first one. A couple of them really good size. The rest of them though, I'll put a link down below. You can cut off the kind of smaller parts and make a tincture out of it. But like I said, I'm more interested in the roasted coffee part. So keep going, got a few more plants to go. Yes, dandelions are all picked, got pretty much everyone in the yard, got a solid amount, at least I think. The last thing to do is chop down the celery that I don't want, these ridiculous lettuce plants, and we're ready to go wash them and prep them. So on to step 2 very shortly, but first, goodbye lettuce. Goodbye lettuce. And the celery. No one needs this ridiculous celery. Oh, it feels good. Get some aggression out on this celery. So, see what I did to the root there? Let's check this later in the year and see if it's still alive. Yeah. So Loretta, I'm making dandelion coffee.
I have to talk.
Are you gonna try it when I make it?
I don't know. I never tried.
Okay, me neither. Maybe we can try it together for the first time.
Okay, maybe.
You have at least one sip. That's it. Just one.
Oh,
yeah.
that's all.
Then we'll call it a success.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. When you do it, I taste.
All right. Here's all the final roots. See how thick some of them are?
And the roots too.
Just the roots.
Oh, just the roots.
Yeah, you don't even do the plant anymore.
Oh, just the roots.
So the thick ones are the best, I hear.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay, you try.
Okay, I'll let you know.
No losing nothing for try.
No. Alright, so I got a handful dandelion root ready to dry and wash. And you might have to peel the outer layer skin off. I'm gonna read into this a little more. Good amount. Wow, it's looking interesting on the end of it. Kind of getting a liquidy substance where I cut the root. Smells earthy, of course. Yeah, should be very interesting. I'm pretty excited for this one. So we are back in my house. It's been about a week since I picked the dandelion roots. You can roast them right away, although obviously it's gonna take longer. I've seen times ranging from 20 to 40 minutes. Because these have dried for a week, they're actually looking pretty, I mean, they're looking quite a bit thinner than they were before. So this is the thickest root I had. It's definitely shriveled up a bit. It's not as flexible as it was before, so a lot of the water's come out even after 1 week. And we'll do the real dry test, which is just see if you can snap it. So yeah, that's quite dry. So I think I'm gonna try to roast it at 350, and I'm just gonna do 10 minutes at first and check on it and see how it goes. From what I've seen online, a lot of people kind of take off the straggly parts first, and they're generally gonna just roast the thicker parts of the root. So something like that, it's just gonna completely burn up in the oven, and you don't wanna get an overly burnt taste to it. So you can still use these smaller parts for a tincture, or people use them for tea, but I'm gonna pull it apart, and I've seen online, I'll put a link below to the sort of formula that I'm following, because like I said, this is my first time doing this, but yeah, chopping up the larger root sections into little pieces before you actually roast it. So I've got a lot to work with here. I got a whole plate full basically, and some pretty thick pieces as well. So first off, let's get to the chopping part and we'll see how much we end up with. So the little parts are coming off really easy because it's so dry. I'm actually glad I dried it first. It's a much simpler way to clean it up, it appears. So I'll keep my big ones there. And yeah, all those little fine parts I don't really want. So I'm just gonna pull it off with my fingers. And yeah, it comes off pretty easily. Might make a mess, but whatever. And yeah, you end up with a nice, clean looking root with none of the smaller roots coming off it. So I think that's as good as it gets for dandelion root. That is a big one right there. So I'll just keep stripping off the little parts. Oh, yeah, snaps like a twig now. That is plenty dry. And you get ones like that. I mean, I don't even know if that's good at all. That might even be best just to save for a tincture. I mean, these are so thin. They'll just catch fire or something. And I think these twiggy ones I'll save for a tincture too. We'll just go for the thickest of the thick, right? Thicker is better. Some of them, yeah, they're not even that bad anyway. It was surprising when I was picking them to see which ones were thick, because some of them look like a smaller plant and you would think they would have a pretty small root as well. And then once you actually dig it up, they somewhat surprise you. And yeah, you can see a bunch of dandelion flowers that would have joined together right at the top there. Kind of a triple threat on that one. That's thin. Maybe even bust off the ends there. It's another nice one, nice single. I mean that, I don't know, that's questionable. That might be too thin. Same with that part. I mean, I really don't know. Definitely getting experimental here. Comes off very easily. That one, I mean, that's tiny. We won't bother with that. It's so interesting though. Look how twisted up that is. It's like a braid of dandelions. And we'll just use the top of that one. This one's pretty decent. This comes right off, nice and easy. All right, so there is our coffee part that we're going to roast. And then here's the smaller busted up parts. And you know, some of these are questionable. I mean, maybe that can go in the other section there, but yeah, let's get this chopped up a little better and we'll put it in a pan and start the roast.
I might not even need to cut these. I mean, they snap pretty well. Huh. Maybe quicker though with the knife rather than going through individual. I'm just gonna do a real rough kind of snap through on most of them. Crunchy. Wow, some of them are pretty hard. That's surprising actually. Maybe fingers is easiest. For the big ones anyway. It definitely smells pretty good. Very earthy. I mean, obviously it's a root, but it kind of has a coffee-like smell to it. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost smells like a baked cookie to me. Is that a weird description? Like, it's almost got a sweetness to it. Like a donut or something. I might be way off. I don't know. If you've tried this, what does it smell like to you? Put a comment below because I can't quite put my finger on it. Wow, that's cool. Wow, thick part. This isn't the best knife either. And look at the inside there, very woody on the thickest root that I had there. It's pretty wild. Just keep on snapping. That one's a little softer, it doesn't quite snap like the others. Yeah, not much of an exact science to it. I'm just breaking it up however size just to get a little smaller. Yeah, it's basically easier with hands. All these ones at once, whatever. So there are a lot of benefits to dandelions. Now that doesn't mean that they're necessarily proven. I think you can look up almost any plant on the internet and it's gonna treat it as if it's some kind of superfood. So I've read everything from it may have antioxidants, it's good for your blood sugar, it can help you lose weight, it's good for liver, it can lower cholesterol. There's an article on Healthline, I'll put a link down there below. It says may for all of these claims, so don't necessarily believe it, do your own research, but there is some evidence to point towards these possible benefits from dandelion coffee. And not just the coffee, the flowers, the leaves. Definitely check out the episode I did where I cooked up the dandelion and made a little dandelion salad. That was a pretty fun one too. And it definitely exceeded my expectations, that one. So fingers crossed, let's get these guys roasting. So I just put it in a regular baking pan, whatever I had. Seems actually like the perfect size for this amount. You don't want to pile them up too much. You want the heat to reach around on each piece if you can. And yeah, that looks good to me. All right, there we go. We're at 350. Moment of truth. Coming in hot. Woo! That is toasty. Time for roasty. Okay, I've actually been roasting at about 25 minutes now. It's smelling like I'm baking cookies, for real. I did not expect that at all. I'm gonna put it in actually a bit longer, and I turned up the temperature to 370. It's interesting, now that I've been baking it a while, or roasting it a while, it seems to have actually, it kind of got drier. The color definitely changed, but it's actually, some of them are flexible. This one actually broke pretty good, so maybe that one's going just fine. But if I grab other pieces, they kind of bend. So, I mean, that's telling me there's still moisture in there. So it's definitely getting a nice roasted smell, but I wanna make sure that I do get a proper roast on it before I start doing the coffee part. Oh, that one's actually good. Okay, so some of them are roasting. Maybe it doesn't need that much longer. I was just messing with a couple of them and they're kind of soft, so look at this one. Oh, okay, maybe I lied. Nice and toasty, roasty on the inside, so, okay, maybe I had that wrong, and things are looking a little better than I thought. So, I'm gonna give it maybe 5 more minutes. And it's definitely getting a nice roasty color to it. Absolutely. But the smell, I can't get over it. It's so interesting. And you don't want to over roast and burn it. So now that I'm opening it and breaking some of these pieces and let it sit in the air for a minute, it's actually coming in pretty good. That's quite dry. Well, this is the kind of thing you run into when you do something for the first time. I mean, that is dry. Okay, a little more toasting. Get my cow glove on here. Yeah, gonna do this one-handed, like a boss. 5 more minutes, and I think we're good. So there's the final product. It is definitely dry. It is definitely quite crispy. It's snapping easily. I don't want to overdo it. It smells fantastic. And, you know, I've never roasted this before, obviously, so I'm just making assumptions that it's done, but even the bigger parts, they're quite dry. It's hard. I'm not able to pinch on it and smush it like it was before, kind of halfway when I checked it. Woo! So that is a good roast to me. So the next step is just put a bunch in some water. I hadn't really found good instructions online for how much you're supposed to put in. So I'm probably gonna go more than less, because I find with these herbal type teas and coffees and that, you need to put a lot more than you would with just regular coffee. So you don't need to crush it up, I hear. I'm just gonna put in a bunch of different pieces in a cup or two of water and give it a boil for 10 minutes. So that is the next step. I don't know how much. I mean, that's like a couple scoops of coffee, I guess. So maybe I will double that. I don't know, maybe I'll triple that. Why not? Let's go for it here. So far that's a lot of work if that only gets me 1 or 2 cups of coffee, but yeah, I think that's a good sign. It's got a little bit of color in the water already. So hopefully after a roast it'll get nice and dark, like a yummy, yummy coffee. So there you have it. It definitely got darker. A pretty beautiful color, kind of reddish brown. I ended up throwing more in. I just didn't want to end up with some super light tea flavor thing. I really wanted to get the full flavor. So I'm going to strain this and we'll get to our tasting section. So apparently I don't have a strainer. I don't know what I did with it. I've got one drawer where I keep all that stuff and it's not there. So that means it's been stolen by a ghost or something. But I'm not gonna bother with a strainer. I'll just eat whatever busted dandelion bits or bugs are in there. I don't care. Here's the pour. Let's see how dark this stuff is. I'll try not to pour too much dandelion in it. Oh, that looks like coffee, man. That's crazy. Oh, man. I mean, it looks like a cross of kind of like rooibos tea. How do you pronounce it? Rooibos? The reddish kind of tea, the African one. But that is full on like a dark coffee. Huh. Who would have thought? Man, I might have put too much in. First impressions, it still smells earthy. The cookie smell of the roasting part's kind of gone away. But let's try. Oh my god, it's coffee. Like, what the hell? I can't believe that. It totally tastes like coffee. Even texture-wise, bit of aftertaste. This is actually really nice. There's no sweetener. This is just straight dandelion root tea, coffee. Dandelion root coffee is what we're doing. Oh my god. I'm surprised. Like when I hear, oh, this is this kind of coffee and it's not coffee, I instantly think, yeah, right. You're just saying that coffee's the best, don't mess with coffee. But that tastes incredibly very much like coffee. I can't believe it. Now, I've done this straight up. No milk, no sugar, no nothing. I've heard a lot of people brewing it with other things, like putting some cardamom or cinnamon or honey, maple syrup, whatever you do. I might try this with some condensed milk. I love the coffee in Indonesia. I drink it really strong with a lot of condensed milk, super sweet and creamy. It's really nice. So, but honestly, it tastes completely like a coffee. You could have it any way you want, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. This one is a 10 out of 10 worth trying. If you don't believe me, you have to try this yourself. So my neighbor Loretta was watching me and laughing at me as I was digging up dandelion roots, wondering what the hell I was doing. So I'm gonna go and try and offer her some and see if she's willing to try. She usually doesn't wanna take any of my cooking. She won't even go to a restaurant, and fair enough. When you are the best cook in the world, you don't wanna really eat at restaurants, but I'm gonna see if I can convince her to just taste a little bit and see what she thinks. Because she's made me coffee thousands of times in the last decade, and hopefully I can repay her one time with something kind of unique. Let's give Loretta a little bit of this in this espresso cup. See if she'll try it. I don't know if she will. Okay, we just gotta find her now.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I taste anyway. I not die.
See what you think. You won't die. No sugar.
No sugar, no taste nothing.
But does it taste like coffee to you?
No.
No?
Coffee is coffee, Mateo.
Okay, you don't have to finish it. I got really excited because I thought, oh, it's so good. Thank you. I just wanted to get your impression on the video, so because you were laughing at me when I was picking the dandelion. So okay, I'm amazed you tried. I thought, oh, maybe she won't try.
Okay, next week I'm done your lunch.
Okay, sounds good. Grazie. Bye.
Okay, I'm amazed she even tried it. So anyway, she wasn't feeling it, but I'm honestly giving that a 10 out of 10. Absolutely worth it. Quite a bit of work because you got to do the picking and the drying and the roasting and boiling, and you got to have quite a bit of dandelion to make it worthwhile and actually give it that good flavor. But I mean, that is so much like coffee to me. The house smells really nice because of the roast now as well. So anyway, thanks for joining me on this dandelion root coffee adventure. Keep on exploring, keep on experimenting, and let me know in the comments how it went for you. Hopefully you can give this one a try.